Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduation of Evergreen State College, Tacoma 2022-122 graduates. Yes. We are so honored, so proud to present you with our robust class of graduates for this year. We are also very honored to have our campus leaders here with us from Evergreen Olympia, including the president of the trustees of the Board of Trustees at Evergreen State College Olympia. So for her to open this event, this auspicious occasion, I give you Karen Frazier.
Oh, what an auspicious and wonderful opening to your graduation celebration. Congratulations to all. Yay! Well, this is a day of pure joy and pure pride, and it really shows, and it's infectious, and I think everybody here is feeling it. So it's a real day for appreciation, and you have so many people in your lives who've been partners with your education. So first, thank you to the faculty. Yeah. Evergreen takes great pride in our faculty, and you have benefited greatly from them. And congratulations and thank you and appreciation to all the staff of the college. You see some of what they do, and a lot of it you don't see. How about applause for them? And especially thank you to family and friends who supported you through all this. How about a big round of applause? And thank you to the many donors who've contributed to scholarships and to expansion of programs at the college, which you've benefited from. Yeah, and the chair of the Board of Governors, who is head of the fundraising effort for the college, is here today, along with our vice president in charge of fundraising. So thank you. Takes brains as well as money to do this. And also thank you to, this is a public college, so thank you to the governor and the legislature for their really healthy support of the Evergreen State College. We appreciate that. So people are going to give you advice today. I have three little pieces from people who have gone before us as great, great leaders, and I think their advice is very compatible with what you are all about. Eleanor Roosevelt said, believe in your dreams. And I think you do, you must leave here with confidence and optimism for the future, because you are prepared to make nice differences. Justice Thurgood Marshall, former member of the U.S. Supreme Court, asked people to where you see injustice, make a difference, do something about it. And Reverend Dr. Tutu said, if you're neutral when there is injustice, if you are neutral, you're taking the side of the oppressor. So I think all this advice resonates well with all of you, and in the future, we're going to be quoting you, okay? So congratulations, and thank you for this joyful day.
And thank you, Karen, for all you do for Evergreen. Want to acknowledge the president's presence. Try that, saying that 3 times. Dr. John Carmichael, thank you for being here. Would you? Yes. And also the Executive Vice President, Dr. Dexter Gordon. Hello, would you like to say a word?
Thank you, Dean Tate Arunga. It's such a privilege to share with you. As you graduate from college, you join the ranks of a unique group of people. I looked at some statistics some time ago, and the percentage of people who have graduated from college in the United States has never exceeded 40%. Never exceeded 40%. So you are part of a unique group. And I'd like to congratulate you by first acknowledging, like the chair of the board, the work of the faculty who worked with you, the work of the staff who worked with you. But graduation is about families. Those people who have worked with you from birth. Those people who have sacrificed for you. And I know that some of you, like me, are the first in your families. And sometimes people wonder, why the big deal about graduation? Well, graduation is a big deal because it is a big commitment of our families. Many times our families put together from their meager means significant portions to give us an education. I know that many of you, like me, have parents and families who did not go to college, but who insisted that if there's one thing you're going to do, is you're going to get an education. We know it. We hear it all the time. You're going to get an education. And let me be the first to say, I am so proud of you. And I speak just these few words on behalf of President Carmichael, myself, the entire executive team of the Evergreen State College, our faculty, our staff, the Board of Trustees, the Board of Governors, to say, you make us proud and you make us aware of why we show up to work every day. You are the reason we do this, and I'd like you to join me in standing, turning around, and giving a standing ovation to all of our families and friends who have supported us. Thank you very much. Graduates, would you remain standing for a minute? You've burned the midnight oil. You've rushed home from work to get your schoolwork done. You've shushed the children and told them to be quiet for a minute. You've told the spouses and the partners that they've just got to take a backseat just till I get this done. And now you're here. We celebrate you. You are awesome. And we want you to know that you have our fullest congratulations. The world is yours. Go get him.
Thank you so much, so very much. It is befitting that we honor our graduates, those who have worked so hard, indeed, as Dr. Gordon has said. And it is also befitting that we acknowledge whose land we are on today. We are on the land of the Puyallup. We'll have just a little small drum beat because I'm going to give this land acknowledgement. And then you can go right into your final piece. And it's very important that we understand justice. At Evergreen, we say justice is very dear to our heart. And as we understand justice, we must understand that we are on native soil. And we are here in Tacoma on the soil of the Puyallup Native Americans. We honor you. We thank you for the ground that we stand on today. Evergreen State College, Olympia, is on the land of the Squaxin and the Nisqually and the people of the Salish Sea. And so together we join and we honor all of those ancestors whose land this is, and we give great thanks for a day that we celebrate, that we can do that on the shoulders of their ancestors. At the same time, we have ancestors today, some who would be so proud to see their graduates here. There are those who told you when you were a small child, you can do this. We want to thank all of your ancestors in this room, those who lived, struggled, and died, those who exist today but couldn't be here. We just want to give a small pause and thank you to those ancestors who have made it possible that we might have achieved this important achievement of today. Thank you. And by the way, how about these drummers? Oh, yes. I give you Mashenga Dance and Drum Ensemble, and I will bring to the stage podium Kalfani Mwamba, class of 2005.
This is time for joy, so I want to make sure that you have a rhythm to play with today. All day, we want to give you a play rhythm to play with. So somebody sing like me. Baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah. Now put it together, baby, oh, with me. Ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, hey, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby, oh, nah, baby, oh, ah, baby,
Mashenga drumming, Kalfani Mwamba. Thank you so much. Drumming is so very important in these ceremonies. And we know that there's a time when the African drum was outlawed in this country. And the joy that it brings and that it carries for celebrations like this is essential. So we are so glad that we have the drum back with us. I want to acknowledge some of my colleagues, even though Karen Frazier has done so already, but my colleague, Dean Greg Mullins, who was Dean of Evergreen, Tacoma for some years. Thank you for being here, Greg. Yes. All right. Excellent. And Abby Kelso, our fundraising vice president for advancement. So glad you're here. We know we're having a special occasion when you walk in the door. Yes. And of course, Alan Thompson, our director of counseling. Thank you for being here, Alan. All right. And now my role is to tell you who your amazing faculty have been this year. And yes, and we are sorry that some could not be with us. They are being televised. Some of them have Zoomed in for the occasion. But I'd like to first introduce to you Dr. Tyrus Smith. Yes. Yes. We are so proud that Dr. Smith will be our faculty lead next year. And he has already picked up the baton in tremendous ways, so we're just really happy to have him. Also want to acknowledge Ming Xiao Li, who is on her sabbatical leave and could not be here today, but she will be joining us in the fall. And also in her stead this year has been Preeta Lal from Evergreen Olympia. We've had a wonderful time with her teaching about food justice. Yes, what an amazing faculty. Thank you, Preeta. I want to acknowledge also Tara Hardy. She has spent a year with us. Thank you, Tara, for your service. What a wonderful teacher, brought very, very deep learning to writing. And Peter Bacho, who is in the house. Yes. Peter Bacho has got to be one of our most celebrated faculty right now. Just recently published a book, Uncle Rico's Encore. Thank you. Yes, Uncle Rico's Encore, and he's all over New York Times, Seattle Times. We are so proud of our own Dr. Bacho. He's looking pretty spiff today. Thank you for being here, Dr. Bacho. And then, of course, there's Dr. Paul McCrary. Yes. That's not it. Dr. Paul McCrary has been our faculty lead this year and has done a marvelous job. And we will never forget that this is the year that Dr. Gilda Shepard became faculty emeritus. We are so honored that you are here today and that you will address us today. But more so, we are honored, Dr. Shepard, that you gave us more than 2 decades of your life. Yes. And what amazing service you gave to not just Evergreen Tacoma, but to Evergreen Olympia, to the Pacific Northwest. And now with your film, Since I've Been Down, we are now on a global alert. Yes, and it is the epitome of social justice at its best. We are so proud to call you our own. Now, don't you forget where you came from when you go out there. I give you Dr. Gilda Shepard.
Wow. Woo! Oh, I miss you. I really do. I didn't think I did. But you know, the proximity makes me realize and remember that this is the place, that the prayer that I say every night, that I want confidence, clarity, and to be kind. And that I realize that the role of an intellectual, of a scholar, is also the role of an activist. You know me, I like to pause and feel it really good, you know. I'm an artist and a sociologist. Right. You know, and so it moves through me, and this is the time when artists must go to work, right? We at Evergreen, Olympia, Tacoma, all the programs at Evergreen realize, as Michelle Alexander says, as well as the wonderful, amazing scholar in education, Miss Green, Dr. Green says, education is creating someone, but that someone is created by you. And it comes as an evolution. You evolve into this. I was told that the theme for today is to evolve. The important thing about evolving is that it never stops, that it continues to go. And as it moves, we realize that sometimes we're going to get ambushed. Sometimes we will stumble. But oftentimes we will pick ourselves up because we have family here. This is a place that creates and embraces community. Yeah. There was a time always at Evergreen. You see this building? The offices are glass so that we can peer inside and see one another. Sometimes it is important to be invisible. That's all right. Sometimes it is important to shake someone's shadow. That's all right. Sometimes it's important to watch and hear your shadow as it shakes. And that is when and as you evolve. You never stop. While I was here, I knew every student. Where in a college do you know every student? They may not have taken my class, but because we are a community, the faculty would sit together at the end of each quarter, in a circle, and we would lovingly, even sometimes you didn't hand in your work, lovingly talk about your possibility, because we knew that you were evolving. And you helped us to evolve as your teachers as well as your students. So if you didn't take my class, I also knew you. I knew you in the matters of your ideas. I knew in the sound of your footsteps coming. I knew it sometimes when you would bring your child to school. And look at this baby right here, gentlemen. Look at this baby. He's walking the red carpet here. I just have to say that. When a child walks in the room, I think we need to stop and let's give that child a hand. He is evolving. I remember when sometimes one of our students would bring their child to class. these days, my dear friend, when we are banning books, books by Toni Morrison, To Kill a Mockingbird, the books that pose questions for you to step out into your brave space, that we must evolve and remind us that we need to talk the difficult language sometimes. And the role of art is extremely important. What do you think about that? Art? 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 Yeah. This is the time, as Toni Morrison says, that artists go to work. And I dare say each and every one of you are artists in that you create. So my students would say, well, Dr. Shepard, we would do a paper on critical discourse analysis or post-structuralist theory. And I said, now translate that into an artistic piece or a creative piece. Remember that? Yeah. And what will come up is the most beautiful things, because then it became organic. They were being able to see it because they could create it. And because of that, that theory evolved. Ideas evolved. So many things evolved. Your family are seeing you differently and sometimes the same. You are evolving. Isn't that right, family? Yeah. What do you think, family? Yeah, yes indeed. You knew it could happen, huh? Yeah. You knew it could happen. And that's why they said, that's not my shadow, that's my community. Yeah. Right? That's my community. So I'm not going to stay up here too long because, but I want to tell you this, that you're constantly and always evolving. The main character in my film, Since I've Been Down, says, and he looks at men and women who are in prison, sometimes been in prison for 50 years. One person in my class, my sociology class, had been in prison since he was 13. I bet you can think about what race he is. Bet you can think about possibly what kind of education he had. Bet you can think about where to start the story. Oftentimes we start the story with the family. Let's go further back, because evolving means to unroll, to look through things. Why don't we start with policies? Policies that oftentimes took away the possibility of liberation. A kind of way that if you give someone your zip code, what can you find out about them? What can you find out about them? Somebody. You can find out sometimes how long they will live, what they will die of, how was their education. A zip code? Where do we start our story? And where does it evolve to? Are you with me? Remember, I used to always say that. Are you with me? And I thought students would think, do you agree with me? No, I just want to know, are you riding with me? Am I being clear? Not, because my philosophy of teaching is not to change your mind. Because as soon as you think you got it, it moves. But just to put something else on it that you can dance with, that you can wrestle with those angles. And that's the reason why I think evolving also means to create. I think that it is very important, as Kamonte Carter says, that we cannot be anyone different. I'm going to start that again. We cannot be anyone different, but we can be a better version of who we are. We are evolving. One of the things that I also particularly like is some tradition. And I think it is very important that we look at tradition and see how it changes and grows and develops. And I think Trey is going to give us some of that tradition. When when we would march around the block, we would march around the community because we wanted to be a visual metaphor of the possibility of liberation because we were evolving, right? We would march from People's Park, isn't that lovely? People's Park. Throughout Tacoma, and you would see your cousins, your grandmothers, everybody would be there. People would be with dogs and holding babies, and we would say, Evergreen, Evergreen. We were rowdy. We were out there. It was very important because we felt good. We were continuing to evolve. You ever watch a baby start to walk? I got grandkids. And when my smallest one started to walk and stumble and hit his head, he never stopped. He got back up because he saw a new world. And that's what's happening with you, right, Tyler? Tyler has a new baby. So does Jasmine have a new baby, right? They are evolving. And there's not going to be any stopping of that because we have an evergreen education. When I first heard Evergreen talk, I was at Seattle Central Community College. And I thought, well, what and who is this? I heard the word justice. I heard the word white supremacy. That don't happen much. Okay, hold on. Okay? It doesn't happen much when we talk about what we develop and grow and what kind of gets us a little bit. I couldn't get over that. I couldn't get over the possibility of sitting in a circle and seminaring and not just being told what to say, but thinking about that and coming up with things that sometimes would rock our boats, that we would disagree, and calling that liberatory education. So there's one thing that I used to love about graduation, right, Tyrus, is when we would walk in here and there was all those white tents, and we would play this song. Want to play it for us, Tyrus? Okay, come on, come on, come on. Okay, okay, okay. Ain't no stopping us now. We're all just had to bring back that memory. All right, thank you very much. Where did she go so fast?
Oh, Dr. Shepard. Thank you. Give it up for Dr. Shepard. Yes. Yes. These are for you from your SNA, and
Right.
just to thank you for your years of labor and your wonderful, wonderful eloquence. Yes.
You know, I had the speech, but I didn't even look at it. I just saw you and wanted to be home. What do you think about Dr. Dean Marsha Taylor-Runga?
Thank you.
Let me
Thank you.
tell you, Marsha Taylor-Runga came to this leadership during some of the worst times in this country. We had a global pandemic. We had the possibility of a coup. All right? We had more police brutality, right? We had banning of books. We had Zoom where we saw people in a little rectangular square that, you know, like, who are you, right? She came and filling the room. I want to thank you, Dr. Taylor. You stepped into your brave space, and that smile. You stepped in, and you know you wear your contradictions like a shawl. You are nobody's darling, as Alice Walker says. thank you so much for your leadership. I would love to give these back to you.
No,
but I
don't
think
do it, don't do it.
But thank you. Give her a hand, please.
Oh, here's mine. I got some. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anya. Thank you. I also neglected to acknowledge one of our most recent, celebrated, awesome faculty, Dr. Kamara Taylor. Yes. Yes. That's right. That's right. Yes. Dr. Taylor, we are so glad you are here. You are already just changing lives just by your presence. So thank you so much for choosing Evergreen, and we're just so happy to have you here. All right. We are now ready for the student speaker. And there are so many of you who could have been the student speaker. The student speaker is generally someone not graduating, someone who has observed the class, has observed the class before them, and knows now what graduation looks like. But this has been one of our most stellar students so far. We are so proud of her and where she's going. I give you Anya Robertson.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Okay, cool. Well, good afternoon, graduates, faculty, staff, guests, and community members. My name is Anya Robertson. I am a junior here at Evergreen, Tacoma, and I, on behalf of the continuing students, want to say congratulations to the graduates. I am a co-founder of our law club, and was just notified that I am next year's SNA board coordinator. I've served as a legislative intern and am gearing up to carry out research for an African cultural arts internship this summer. But enough about me. I'm here to love on the graduates because you are showing us what to do, how to set the goal of obtaining a bachelor's degree, and how to achieve that goal. For those of you unfamiliar with the history of Evergreen, Tacoma, I'm gonna briefly share some with you. In 1972, longtime Tacoma resident and Evergreen faculty member, Dr. Maxine Mims overheard locals talking about that new college in Olympia. She literally ear hustled it while at a restaurant and they was talking about it. They thought it was just for kids in the forest, and if you've been to Evergreen, Olympia, you would know exactly what they meant, and that it couldn't meet the needs of adults in a city environment like the Hilltop. Dr. Mims took that as a challenge. She began the Tacoma program with just a handful of students, meeting in her home in the Hilltop neighborhood. The program was formally established at 12th and Martin Luther King in 1982. As word spread and more students and faculty joined, the program continued to outgrow one location after another. In 2001, the program found its permanent home on 6th Avenue. Dr. Mims and all the faculty, staff, her friends, family, and supporters all persisted in providing us with the education that we now experience. 74% of the students here at Evergreen Tacoma are people of color. The average age of the students here at Evergreen Tacoma is 38 years old. Evergreen Tacoma is unlike any other educational program or institution in this region. This is the closest thing I've seen to an HBCU in this region. Like Dr. Mims and Dr. Joy Hardiman and Dean Taterunga, all of you graduates have persisted. I've heard some of your stories and experiences. I've seen some of the struggles and the challenges, and I've also seen all of you persist. Every single one of you. I watched some of you go through things that were almost unbearable. So when my almost unbearable experiences occurred, I was able to reference you. You feel what I'm saying? You all are such an inspiration to someone. Folks is watching. There's a room full of people in here for y'all, period. Someone saw what it took for you to get here today. You have all made it to this accomplishment because you persisted. In Octavia Butler's book, Blood Child and Other Stories, in her essay titled Furor Scribendi, at the end she says simply, persist. She said it's not going to be your talent, although that's helpful. It won't be your inspiration, again, great to have, or your imagination, again, nice, but not what gets you to success. Octavia Butler said it will be your habits and your ability to persist. Thank you, graduates, for showing us what persistence yields. Congratulations, and I wish you all everything you desire. Thank you.
Yes, Anya never disappoints. Thank you so much, Anya. She said that the students have been watching you. You don't know, but people have been watching you, even your neighbors. Yeah, we have. You know, your neighbors are looking out the window going, oh, they keep going at it. They keep at it. They want to finish. They want that degree. And so you have inspired people you don't even know. And we are so proud of you today. It is time, Dr. Smith. I would like to represent to you Dr. Smith, who will do the reading of the students graduating today. And are we going to do that on the, are they going to walk up?
What we're going to have you do is start from the front row and come up one at a time, hand the card. I will say your name.
Okay.
And then Dr. Taylor-Ronga will congratulate you.
Okay, all right. And maybe we could have Dr. Gordon congratulate so I can make sure I see something else that's coming down the pipeline. Okay, like some music. Trey, do we have a song that, what was the song, Dr. Shepard? Ain't no stopping us now. It doesn't have to be too loud. We want to hear Dr. Smith call those names. Okay, and they're gonna walk here and then walk that way, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hold on, Charlene, hold on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Citrus.
Aliyah Hussein. Tyler Jacobs. Davina Schwab. Shannon Ice. Sini Sterry McKay. Is that Lance? Thank you. Lancy Dennis. Ah, good to see you. Camila Constable. Vanessa Gray. Jasmine DeArm. Elaine Tuesila. Bonnie French. Sharon Loader. Henry Wallace. Ashley Jones. Is there a Snyder, right? Jamia Zazuela. Trey Applegate.
There's a man over there in a wheelchair that needs to come up here, but I didn't know how to get him up here. I just want to make sure
I'll
he
walk
gets
to
called.
him.
Okay, thank you.
Annie Applegate.
I don't have my card. My name is Anthony Tackett.
Anthony Tackett. Rachel Benson. Albert G. Gardner. With the Maria Alvestead Areth. Tashawn DeVille. We have one more over here. One more over here. Pardon me, pardon me. Okay. Larry Malone. I believe that's all the graduates who are present here today, but I do want to note that we have many more graduates who are not here present, but they are on your program and on our memories today. So congratulations to all of you graduates. And we'll wait for Dr. Tatarunga for the final part, I think. There she comes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Congratulations once again to the graduates. Yes. Now, did you turn the tassel to the correct side? Excuse me, you begin, it's on the right and it goes to the left. So make sure that it is now, you could pretend like it wasn't. Because this is your rite of passage. This is the moment at which your tassel is turned to the left and you have completed the mission at hand. Congratulations. In addition, the SNA, and by the way, this program is put on by the SNA, Student Activities Organization, and they have done remarkable, well done job. Yes. And it has been a wonderful welcoming and a wonderful celebration to our graduates. Thank you so much. And they also decided this year that there should be a dean's list. And the dean's list kind of moved from being a dean's list to a dean's appreciation. And then it became the deans would love to have coffee with you sometime. No, I'm just teasing. But there are actually, when I raised it with the faculty, there were so many names raised that I think everyone who's graduating is actually listed on the dean's list. But I am going to call 5 names today who represent the dean's list. And I just want to say congratulations to those of you who will be called. We begin with Sensuous Terry Kincaid. There you are. Congratulations. Next is Anthony Tackett. Congratulations, Anthony. Yes. No more hugging me. At the expense of the microphone, we're going to stop hugs. Okay. Bonnie French. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Thank you so much.
All right, deserved it. Yes. Shannon Ice. There you are, Shannon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Jamia Zarzuela. Here you are. Congratulations. Yes, you can. All right. Yes. All right. And so at this time, I believe that concludes our program. And once again, we have refreshments in the back, and you are so welcome to enjoy in our refreshments, take photographs outside. We believe there will be more music coming outside while you are exiting. So feel free. You are welcome. Oh, I want to remind you about our early childhood education program. I got cheerleaders all over the place. They're like, some of them are actually holding up signs for me. So thank you so much. Yes, we are so delighted to say that we have launched an early childhood education program this year. And we have students that we are looking for this fall A new cohort will be forming this fall. It is a tremendous class. It is dual language, culturally responsive, early childhood education. And so for people who are interested in getting their BA degrees in liberal arts, but with the emphasis in early childhood education, please come and see. Now wave your hand, Sean, so people can see who you are. Yes. And she can answer questions. Lori Arnold, who is here, I know she's here, so she can wave. Yes, thank you, Lori, for being here. She is our recruitment specialist, and Lori has lots of information for you as well. If you know of anyone, we need students. We want you who have not gotten your degrees yet to be a part of this learning community. It's an important learning community. And we are always looking for liberated minds so that we can begin to really work with how we step into the world. Lots of work to be done. And with that, I will say, yes, Carl? A ticket? Oh, please wear a mask. And you know, when we talk about wearing a mask as you go to the food, we're really asking you to protect one another. And so we really appeal to you for just staying a healthy community, not just a learning community, but one that cares about each other. And so we ask that you have clean hands and that you wear a mask when you are going for food, and there are refreshments for everyone here. And I also need to introduce you to the gentleman standing in front of me, Mr. Gary Woodard. Mr. Gary Woodard is the president of the Evergreen Sankofa Foundation. Yes. And so he is looking for members. He's looking to sign you up to stay in touch. And Donna Griffin, who is also here, is the alumni president. And you are now officially requested to be alumni of Evergreen State College, Tacoma. So with that, be blessed by the food that you eat. To our graduates, go forth and do exactly what you know you were meant to do. We're behind you. We're rooting for you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you very much.